who starts these meetings. Hey, Luke. And she's out doing a signing. So she's not going to be with us today. So you guys got me. How lucky could you be? But anyway, I am Liz with EC Head Notary Training Workshops, for those of you who don't know me. And tonight we're going to talk about printers with Luke Carpenter. Now, I decided to ask Luke to come on and talk to us about printers because we get so many questions about printers. And I'm going to first just show you printers that I use. And then we're going to talk about why I have gone to a printer. I'm on my way anyway. I don't have it over here in the corner yet, but it's on its way from Luke.
It sure is.
So what I want to tell you about printers, and I've said this in a few other videos, the printers that you see here, and especially the Brothers HL 6200, the dual tray, is the one that's most popular these days. And I've got to tell you that I purchased this printer in April of last year for $313 or $319. I just happened to go out and look on Amazon, and I purchased it from Amazon. Excuse me. And this printer is now almost $900. And I guess that's just because of demand. And it's hard to get right now from everything I've heard. This printer, my HP, I'm really a HP girl. I love HP. Before I got this one, I had an old HP that was just a true workhorse. But it started acting funny on me last year. That's why I ran out and bought this Brothers. But I did have a Brothers before, and then this little thing, it's a single tray printer, but I just use it for scanning. Let me see if I can get my little pointer going here. I do like the little pointer, but yeah, I just use this one for scanning. Now, let me tell you, probably about 5-6 months ago, I was just so tired of trying to figure out how to get these printers to operate correctly. I started looking at a lease option for a printer. So I just typed some information in the search engine, and you know how it happens. You do that, you're just looking for some quotes. You don't expect everybody to start calling you. I guess you should. So I got about, 5-6 calls from different people. And I just decided, no, I'm just going to work with these little printers because I'm actually reducing the amount of signings that I'm doing. So I'll just work with this. I won't go into any kind of lease. And I kind of put it out of my mind, had a few more problems with the printers, and I was just aggravated, but I was just chugging along. Now, the thing about these printers, these home office printers, they're good for about 150, maybe 200,000 copies before they're going to start giving you trouble. So, this one, for instance, now when I scan on it, my papers come through and they've got residue on the end. I clean the rollers every single time. It's a hit or miss. This one, it acts crazy when it wants to. It decides to tell me that I don't have any paper in drawer 1 when it's full. So then it's pulling from drawer 2. I called Brothers. They told me it's working. I said, okay. But see, I still got about 2-3 months before the warranty expires on this one. My HP, well, it started acting crazy with me last year. And of course, it was a month after the warranty had expired, and I did not get an extended warranty on it. So with all of these things happening to me, Luke was the only one who, after all that time, called and said, hey, you still interested in leasing a printer? I said, no, I decided yada, yada, yada. But then we talked a little bit longer and a little bit longer. And I said, okay, show me what you got. This is what he showed me, and this is what I'm getting. Now, don't look at this because this was the first one that he gave me. And now it's been reduced a little bit because I'm no longer doing 20,000 copies a month. But you guys know it doesn't take very much for us to get to 20,000 copies if our packages are over 200 pages and you got to print it twice. It's not going to take you very long to get to 20,000. However, I am reducing the number of signings that I'm doing, therefore reducing the amount of usage. Now, one other thing, and Luke, I'm not going to steal your show. I'm going to let you tell them about this printer and stuff. But the thing about it is what I figured is that I spend over $200 a month in cartridges for these printers that I have. I spend over $200 a month for that. All right, so now I'm going to stop sharing and let Luke. Luke, did you have anything you were going to share with us, or were you just going to talk to us tonight? Turn your mic on, baby.
Good call. There we go. So what I was thinking about doing, Liz, was pulling up your proposal that I had pushed out to you and kind of talk about how I came up with the numbers that I got.
Okay. Okay. We're good. I'm good with that.
Obviously, like the big question is whether or not you're spending enough currently to justify doing a lease as opposed to operating internally with, X amount of, personal desktop units. Which you supply toner, you fix them yourself, you do whatever you need to do to make them work. One of the big benefits for Liz is going to be obviously the scanning, the ability to do like scan to email, scan to shared file, whatever she chooses there with the SMB pass. But also the fact that we take care of all of our units. So if there's any service problems, you put in a call to our office and we come out and take care of the unit for you. And within the numbers that she showed earlier from the proposal, that actually includes all the service calls, all the freight, all the toner that she needs to operate the machine, so on and so forth. So she covered a lot of what I was going to do. I can easily pull up, it's fine. You did a great job. Probably better than I will myself, to be honest. But no, me and Liz have enjoyed, getting to know each other as we've been working on these together. See if I can pull this up real quick for us. And then I'll share my screen and we can walk through it. One moment. Let's see here. And while I'm looking at this, I wanted to thank everybody for letting me come in tonight and talk about this with y'all. It's very nice of y'all to let me join y'all's meeting. Let's see if I can figure out how to get back into this.
I'm just happy that you were willing to take the time to talk to us.
Oh, of course. Absolutely. All right, so I'm going to share my screen with y'all. I think that's probably going to. Here we go. Let's do. Am I sharing with y'all? Is that working, Liz?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
We see you.
Okay, perfect. You see me or the proposal?
I see both.
Oh, perfect. That's even better. All right, so starting back at square one. I know we've kind of thrown a big net over what I do. Starting back at square one with it, this is what you would look at if you were currently in a lease with me. This is what Liz will have access to in about 3 weeks whenever we install our machine. This is the client portal where you can place service calls. You can order toner if you need to, or you can check meter reads from your current machine. All of that allows you to have access just through your portal on the Zeno imaging login. On the next page, we're going to find the Zeno protection policy, which ensures to all of our all of our clients that 3 years into a 5-year lease, you can actually upgrade to the newest equipment out there, and there's guaranteed no increase in current cost. So if you're spending $350 right now currently, 3 years into the lease, you can get the brand new cutting edge equipment and technology, and your price would still be $350. So it's not like, bringing in a used car and having to, pay the premium for the newest machine out there. You automatically can get the newest machine. Obviously, you would sign a new term, so it would be a new 5-year lease at that point, but you could get the newest equipment on the market and for no increase in cost. So that's a pretty cool provision that we placed about 2 years ago in our client. This is the page that she actually just put on the screen a second ago. On my screen, it was pretty, it was kind of squished. So this kind of shows you a better picture of the unit that she'll be getting. It's a 25 page per minute black and white. It scans up to 180 images per minute. Each of these drawers, drawer 1 and drawer 2, hold up to 550 sheets. Drawer 1 goes all the way up to 11 by 17, and drawer 2 goes all the way up to 12 by 18. I did give her the option of adding 2 additional drawers, but I think we decided that 2 was plenty for what she was doing. And there's also a bypass tray over here on the right that holds 50 pages up to 300 GSM, which is substantially thick cardstock. And the reason it comes off the bypass to process the thicker paper is because it's a straight paper pass. So the paper would be pulled in off the bypass tray and it would go straight through the machine without having to bend it. So it can handle the heavier GSMs or pound paper, if you will. Here's some specs on the machine. And then, the service and how that works is a separate thing because we ended up adjusting these numbers. But in a nutshell, the way you can do a lease is 3-year, 4-year, or 5-year. And you can either do included copies per month, like we did with Liz, or you can do what's called cost per copy, which I would give you a rate because you see the overage rate highlighted in the bottom corner of 1 penny for a black and white overage copy. Say that we went with the 20,000 per month. If she did 21,000 in the month of January, at the end of the month, she would get an invoice for 1,000 copies at 1 penny. So that's only the overage rate is only applicable if you do go over your monthly allotted volumes. So that's how that works when you include it. The cost per copy version is there would be none included, and your overage rate would be 0.01. And then if you went over, anything would be an overage rate, obviously. So if you did 20,000 copies at cost per copy rate, you would take 20,000 times 1 penny, and that would be your bill for the month. Obviously, that being said, your monthly payment would be much less if you weren't including your copies. But when you do include your copies, you get a lower rate to then factor that in. So I think I got Liz's negotiated down to 0.007, which got her around $25 savings per month by including the copies. So that's your benefit on including, as opposed to doing cost per copy. Although we do see a black and white machine here, as the example shown by the EC Head Consulting proposal, we do offer black and white and color units from Ricoh, Canon, HP, and Kyocera. All of them are great machines. Ricoh and Canon are by far dominating the market right now. And I think 90% of our 4,000 clients in DFW are using Ricohs currently. So this machine here, the IMC series, has received pretty much every single award that you can in the industry. So it's been huge with my clients. And with that being said, I would love to open it up for questions, which I'm sure there's a lot of. But as a rundown on what I do generally, I think we've covered pretty much most of it. Couple things to think about is what's your current cost, and are you tracking how much you're printing? And if so, if those costs justify, going into a full-size machine, then it's time to look at the benefits of not only the convenience of it, but also the overall performance of the machine and the time saved by you not having to deal with it and by us totally taking care of the unit for you. So with that, I'll kind of open it back up to Liz and see what she wants to do with it. And I'd love to do Q&A with y'all and just answer whatever questions you have.
One thing that I would like to point out to everyone, now, Luke, I don't know, you want to what? You took it away. I don't know if included in that paperwork was the voltage, the specifications that you sent to me. Would you be able to pull that sheet up? But let me just tell y'all, while he's thinking about whether or not he can pull that specification sheet up, what you have to make sure you are, what you want to make sure that you have is you have that your property can handle, or you make sure that your property has the voltage that's required for this type of machine, because it's not just your office, your home office printer. But I did, here we go. It's 120, and the voltage in my house is fine. I did have my electrician come check it out because I wanted to make sure that it was going to be okay, and I wasn't going to be so thrilled to have this wonderful machine and it knock out the power in my house. So they came out yesterday, as a matter of fact. Yeah, there it is right there, power source. They came out yesterday, and my house is fine for the 120 volts or 60, I don't know what HZ mean or whatever that stuff means. My house is fine with that. However, just as a precaution, I had them put in a new electrical outlet that has a GFI thing on it, that if something goes wrong, it'll turn it off. It won't mess up, the rest of my house. And I don't expect that it's going to happen, but just as a precaution, we as mobile notaries, we know we've got to have electricity in order to do our business. Therefore, we got to make sure that it's working. So I just wanted him to point that out to you. And if you consider doing something like this, then you will want to make sure that you check the specifications for your electrical outlets. The other thing that I'm just going to say, I don't know if we have any brand new notaries in here. I'm going to suggest that if you are a brand new notary, you may want to just use you're not going to be doing 150, 200,000 copies right away. So use your little office, your little home office printers, instead, rather than going into a lease. Wait until you're sure. Sometimes, notaries get into this business and they're gung-ho, but after they do about 200 or so, say, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to drive. I don't want to do this for whatever reason. Make sure you're in it for the long haul, because again, this is a lease. So if you decide to get out of your lease before your lease term is up, look what's going to happen to us. Turn your mic on. And you can stop sharing now, unless somebody else wants to see something else.
Okay.
My question was, what's going to happen to us if we decide after 2 years, we don't want to do this job anymore, so we don't have a need for your printer anymore? How badly will you hurt us?
So generally in the industry, you need to pay out the remaining terms of the lease. So if your payment is $200 and there's 24 months, it would be 24 times 200 for your, to exit the lease. At that point, if that's something that you decide you want to do, I would probably be able to take care of the freight of the machine for you to get it returned, picked up and returned. But you would be, paying obviously the apparent penalty of the remaining term That being said, we do also do rentals for very short-term stuff. Say you want to do a unit for a year, we do rentals for that, but obviously that's not going to be a brand new unit. That would be a unit that we use for a demo, either at my office or placed at a client's office for a very short term. So we also do that with rental units with the full size.
Now, you didn't tell me I could have rented. What under my circumstances, what would a rental have cost me? Oh, wait a minute. On a rental, does that mean I still get the service and the cartridges?
So on a rental, the service gets very expensive very quickly. So you're looking at, 2.5 cents for a black and white copy. You're looking at an escalated cost because we're placing an asset there without, the rental goes through Zeno imaging. It doesn't go through a bank to actually fund the lease. So that's why we have the short-term capabilities, but also that's why the cost gets very expensive very quickly, because at that point we're now placing an asset out there that even used is probably worth $8,500 to $10,000 ish. So if we place that unit there without any, for lack of better words, any collateral, then that cost has to be increased on you. So it gets more expensive, but if you're doing a 1-year term, there's no other way to do it other than renting or purchasing and trying to sell it after, which is a very challenging thing to do.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for not telling me about that.
I don't think you would have liked what the numbers were looking like compared to the 5-year.
Okay, you guys, you better ask Luke some questions.
The biggest question is, if you know what your current spend is, the biggest question after that is, do you think you can pass a credit approval? And if you can, then it's time to look at numbers and time for me to get you a proposal to see whether or not you wanted to do a 3, 4, or 5-year, or if, maybe this is not for you right now. I have worked with a series of insurance companies that have multiple locations. The one that I worked with actually had 25 locations, and they had, I think, 10 to 12 desktops in each one. And we actually did what's called an MPS deal with them, which is managed print services, where we come in and we manage the whole fleet of desktop printers and supply toner for them, OEM toner cartridges at about half the cost that they could get it for, just due to the volume and the amount of machines. And we also maintained all the machines for them. So it would be like having, 20 locations, 10 machines in each one, and all of them getting a Zeno ID tag on them. And then if there's any problem with the machine or it needs toner, you hop into the Zeno portal and you plug in the ID number from the front of it and you say, need toner, send. And then we drop ship it to you and you have it to each individual location. So it was it was profitable for him. He ended up saving 45% on his bottom line on his printing per year. And also all the added costs, that was just calculating on cartridges. There's obviously added maintenance costs that he would have accrued if he were to have been maintaining it himself. But we took care of that for him. So he saved over 50% on the annual budget for his printing expenses by switching to an MPS program. So.
Now, you said that when the toner got low, they just had to press a button and you sent the toner. So you don't have something in this machine that automatically tells you when the toner is getting low?
So on our full size units, we have auto replenishment software that lets us know whether or not you have a drum or a waste toner collection device or a toner in general that's running low. Once it hits 20%, we are alerted and we drop ship you one automatically. But on small devices, that does not work that way, mostly because the memory and the brothers and the hard drives they can't have software or malware downloaded into them to be able to alert us of that. So we had to go a different direction with that, which would be
when I get alerted that I'm running low, how many copies can I print after it gives me that alert? How many copies can I print, and how long will it take you to get me a new cartridge?
Well, barring some, out of world experience that the mail stops running, when we drop ship stuff, it usually takes a day, day and a half, 2 days tops. These toner cartridges do 20,000 copies. So when you start talking about 20% remaining, you're talking about 2,000 more copies. It's a lot, or actually it's well over that's 5,000, I think. So you have a lot remaining when it hits 20%. But that being said, also we're automatically alerted of that, and we put it in the mail to you. So it's not like if you forget to plug in that toner order, you won't be able to print. It'll be already be on its way for you. So.
And then if it's not, you see, I know where your office is, so that means if mine runs out, you're gonna bring me one if you can't get it to me, right?
I've done that a lot. I have law firms that sometimes have cases come up that end up going through a whole toner cartridge in 2 days. But they usually see it coming, so I usually just come and drop it off for them.
I don't think I'll need it, but thank you.
If it were to come up, you would have the access to it for sure.
Okay, so Regina, I know you have some questions. Vicky?
No, I don't have any questions because, like I said, I live in an apartment, and something like that, it's really not going to work for me as far as the wattage that I would need for that. I don't have any wiggle room in my apartment to have somebody come out and give me more wattage. I'm restricted to what the apartment offers me.
Right.
And to that point, I would say there's no reason to go full size if that's what's going on there. We do have desktop units from Kyocera that are built to do high output to be able to put out more pages per month than your just standard store-bought desktop MFP from Office Depot or something like that. We have what's called enterprise desktop units, which are pretty much all of the nuts and bolts that are in a big copier, but you are restricted to the size paper that the paper pass can run. So as opposed to being able to do 12 by 18 like Liz's unit will be able to do, the desktop MFP would be able to do high volume of output, but also be restricted to only doing legal. So you would be looking at 8.5 by 14 or something like that.
So if, in other words, that one, it would only have one drawer?
It could have multiple.
It wouldn't have the capability to do 8.5 by 11 and 8.5 by 14?
It would do both.
Yes. It would?
It wouldn't go up past 8.5 wide.
We don't need it. That other drawer, we don't need that. So, what you're talking, I'm sorry, go ahead.
The paper capacity of the desktop unit can be increased to about, just under 2,000 sheets if you wanted to, keep putting more and more drawers on the machine. So there are options for that.
You got something you can show us?
Yeah,
I know. I didn't ask you about that, but that may be something that is.
Yeah, I've got an option right here. I'm pulling it up right now. Not a problem.
Hi, Tamika.
Hi.
Welcome.
Thank you.
So we'll do a multifunction color. We'll look at the IMC 400F. How about that? So if I come back here and share this with y'all. This is called a Rico online configurator, what I'm showing you right now. We're going to select that mainframe for the IMC 400F, which is a 42 page per minute color unit. You can lock it down and do black and white or do whatever you chose to do with it. Obviously, there's a black and white version of this unit as well. And then you come down here and you start looking at what all you can do with the machine. And we would throw an extra paper drawer on it. And then you can also throw a cabinet underneath it. So now you're looking at two drawers, both with the capacity of 550 sheets. So you're looking at 1,100 sheets right there. This is a cabinet underneath, and then you have a bypass. So you're looking at a total capacity of 1,150 sheets for the unit.
But wait a minute, you said this is like a desktop? That don't look like a desktop to me.
So if you took away this drawer and this cabinet, it would be a desktop unit.
Take away the cabinet, and because we always have to have two drawers. Okay. Always. But the cabinet we don't have to have.
Cool. Fucker is big. Where are you putting that?
This one is a desktop.
This thing is not as big as it looks. I zoomed in a lot on it. So look, here's the dimensions right here.
So it's probably about the same size as my HP.
The thing is that it's taller than most desktops would be just because we added this extra drawer right here.
Yeah, it's about the same. It's about the same as my HP, Tamika.
Mhm.
Okay, so what's the wattage on this one? Excuse me.
It is 120 volts.
So okay, still 120 volts.
Most units.
And which is standard.
Yes, that's standard for everything that except for when it goes to 240, which is the bigger, faster machines.
Okay, and this one does 42 words per minute, 42 pages per minute.
Yes, ma'am.
The big one doesn't do 42.
No.
It's 28.
Yes.
Well, I'm
But
faster.
copiers are like Ferraris or cars. The faster ones are more expensive. That's kind of how they price them.
So in other words, this one you could do a desktop, but now you're getting ready to tell me that it's more expensive.
It's like a seesaw. So if we go, with a full-size machine that has a bigger footprint that can be able to put out more copies per month, and it's slower, obviously we brought the speed down to be able to hit our price point that we needed to hit there. Say your budget was $100 more per month than it was, then I could have been like, well, maybe we can do a 60 page per minute machine if that would have been something that was important to you.
Well, actually, no, we're okay. So just a rough estimate. I know you didn't work any figures, but just use me as an example. What would this could be a lease as well, right?
Correct. Yes,
So
ma'am.
what would this have cost me a month?
I would have to pull pricing from our 2021 RICO push that they just cut to us. If you would ask this middle of the year, I would already have the pricing memorized, but I have to check and make sure the pricing hadn't changed.
Okay.
I can't really speak to that.
Is it, well, let me ask this. Is it more or is it less?
I would say it would be a touch less, but
Okay.
since it's a smaller machine,
No,
your click rates are going to go up. So I don't know exactly where that tips with the service inclusion, but it should be. It's not built to be able to put out as many copies as the unit that you ended up getting, but it should be around the same.
Okay, excuse me, Luke. Could you guys mute yourselves, please, unless you're speaking to Luke? Go ahead. No, I just wanted everybody else to know that there's an option, but for me, I want the one that's going to stand on the floor because I want my desk clean. But I just wanted to see the options.
So if we go right here, we can look at all the current models that are pushed out from RICO. That would be, options that y'all could like ultimately choose from. This is color. If we wanted to go into multifunction black and white, we can look at the machine that Liz is getting. This one right here would be the MP 2555. So this is where you start building out machines. So you can look at how they're configured. So when I place orders, obviously I don't miss any attachments or accessories that y'all need to be able to, operate the machine. You can go all the way up to 4 paper drawers on these big units. There's large capacity units you can put on. Finishing options, if you need booklets or anything like that made for presentations, you can do what's called a booklet finisher right here, which right here at the bottom, that little catcher right there would catch your booklets being produced by the machine. It folds 11 by 17 paper in half and puts 2 staples in the side of it to create a book, literally. You can add fax kits, printing and scanning. You can do software upgrades for PostScript, OCR stuff if you need to do ocular character recognition. So a lot of this stuff is important for law firms. If they're scanning in documents, but they wouldn't be able to edit something, they can scan it in, it recognizes the characters on the page, and then they can edit that document after.
Luke, Tammy has a question in the chat, and she wanted to know if you discussed a turnaround time for service calls.
Yeah, we have a 4-hour SLA which is a service level agreement. It ensures that if you place a call, and this goes for service calls placed before about noon in the day, because at that point our engineers are pretty much booked up for the rest of the afternoon. But if you place a service call before noon, we get there within 4 hours. Right now we're guaranteeing or averaging 2 hours overall, 4,000 clients in DFW. So if they're placing a call at 10 o'clock, more likely than not, we're leaving their place before noon with the problem already fixed. That's accompanied by a 97% first time out fix rate. So that's been a huge statistic that we've been tracking for our clients, which means that we don't just show up to show up, we show up to fix it and get out of your hair. So 97% of the time we're able to do that right now.
Good.
Mhm.
Any other questions? Well, Luke, there's nothing in the chat, and nobody else is, ooh, where did y'all go?
I just stopped sharing, that's all.
Yeah, you stopped sharing and my share came back up and I didn't want it to. But if there's nothing else, we're just gonna give you about, what is that, 24 minutes of your time this evening back, because unless there, do you guys have any notary questions that you would like to ask since we're on here? And Luke, thank you so much for your time.
I would love to.
I have a question.
Okay.
My name is Adonica Banks, and I'm actually in Missouri. Is this just for your clients in Texas, or?
Hey, Donica. So
Hi.
I'm actually in St. Louis originally, so that's kind of
Oh,
cool.
okay.
Yeah. No, we are a nationwide company. I've got clients in New York, Miami, California, everywhere. So this applies for everywhere. We do have a very strict guideline and requirement for dealers that help us with installations and service for out-of-area installs. So in order to meet that, they have to meet our criteria over a period of time that we've monitored their branch. So if they haven't done that, then they haven't qualified to work with us. But we do have qualified dealerships and other copier service positions throughout the U.S. to be able to handle that.
Great, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. And one other thing I wanted to add, I know we're looking at some bigger units right here, but we also have even smaller desktop Kia Ceiro units that are available for, purchase, lease, rental, etc. So didn't want people to feel like they were, like this wasn't applicable to them because you have to be doing a lot of printing or have a high demand. It's pretty much across the board. If you're spending any type of, quantifiable number or, dollar amount per month on printing, this is a solution that there is probably a fit for something that can help you out. Go ahead
And
with
Liz, I don't know if you shared his information. Are you going to be, of course, you're going to be sharing that with us, right?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate you doing this.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
would love to get a list of who all's on the call. And I can send out like a virtual business card, if you will, that would have my cell phone, email, office address, everything.
We'll make sure you get a list of the participants.
Perfect. Thank you. Was that too good?
Yes, sorry I was late.
No, you're good. I think the mic's covering your face, so it's like I didn't know if that was you or not. No problem.
Is there anything else?
No.
So let's just do this. So of course we have Luke Carpenter from Zeno Imaging, and his phone number is
501.
That's your cue.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Luke.
I barely saw the cue. It's 501-940-7447.
Your email address is
lcarpenter@zenodallas.com. So it's lcarpenter@ZENO-Dallas.com.
your website is
Zenoimaging.com.
Perfect. We want to thank you so much. This is the last chance, you guys. Any other questions for Luke?
Nope.
Well, let me tell you, I think the second time I'm sorry, who said something?
That was me.
The
Everyone-
second time I met Luke, I stopped
Yes,
calling him Luke and
I said
started
that
calling
a
him
few minutes
Lukey.
ago. You were in 78758?
I'm sorry?
Okay.
Mute her.
Oh,
Okay,
she's
that's
not.
my old neighborhood, Millwood.
No, just mute her mic. Yeah.
Okay. Guess she forgot. Okay, all right. So anyway, again, we're going to release Luke. Anyone, if anyone has any notary questions, they can just stay on, and we got about 10 minutes or so that we can entertain any notary questions that you have. Again, Luke, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to say thank you again, but you look like you were going to say something.
I was. Everyone has my cell phone number now and my email address. Y'all can all feel free to contact me with any questions. I know we didn't dive super deep into some of the other avenues in which I can help your business out with the smaller units, or perhaps the rental side of things, or purchase, or what have you, or what kind of service is accompanied with each of those. But obviously, this is a great opportunity for me to introduce myself to a lot of constituents that Liz, enjoys working with and trusts and enjoys being, close friends with. So I appreciate that opportunity to introduce myself to y'all. And Liz, thank you so much for having me on here. And I would love to help any way I can. So if there's any questions or comments, feel free to call me on my cell phone or email me, and I will get back to you all as quickly as possible.
Well, I tell you, after I've used the machine for 90 days, we're going to have you come back on, and then I will talk about my experiences with your product. And so that means you better make damn sure it's working good, because we're going to tell it all right here. The other thing is, you want to share with us? I know we said we were done, but I have a tendency to keep talking sometimes. But this is good stuff, y'all, because anyone who takes on this lease, what you going to do for us? Remember what you said you were going to do for us?
I did tell you the first month. What I've decided to do instead is the first 3 months.
Wow.
Whoa!
Yeah. There you go. The first
Touchdown!
of your lease will be covered.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
3 months?
I got you 3 months.
Boy, I'm going to come kiss you.
Right? So maybe
Just kidding.
COVID.
COVID.
So 3 months instead of one. He told me 1 month the other day, y'all. 3 months. All right. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much for having me on here. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming.
Thank
Oh,
you.
of course. Y'all have a great evening, okay?
You too.
Everybody feel free to reach out whenever you'd like, if you have any questions or want a proposal or anything like that. So y'all are welcome
You
to
better hurry up and get off before we ask you some more questions.
3 weeks. 3 weeks. I'm gonna have my machine. 3 weeks.
21 days. That's our goal.
You better hit it.
All it's got to do is make its way across an ocean, and then I'm in control of all that, so no problem. And then
I know, right? I
put it on
know.
the back and carry it over to your office, and we'll
All
be good.
right, I know. I'll let you do it too.
Oh goodness. All right, y'all. You have a good night, okay?
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you so much. Thank you
you.
so much.
Thank y'all. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, so you guys got any questions?
Well, I had one about a printer. I currently have a HP
What? The
printer.
printer man just left.
I'm not on his level yet to do a lease. So.
Hold on. Tamika, should I stop recording?
No,
Oh.
no. She
Yeah.
might have a good question that everyone has.
Okay. Ashley, I'm sorry. Hey, baby.
Hey, my question is, I currently have an HP, but I'm having a lot of jams with it when I'm printing, doing my legal printing on legal. would you say, I seen you have an HP, what was your experience with it? Because now I'm having to either buy a brand new printer, and I just bought that one this summer, and I'm already having problems with my HP. So would you recommend me getting another HP or moving to Brothers?
I hate to say this. Is it a dual tray?
Yes, it has 2 trays, yes.
Okay, what model is it?
Let me take you over to.
Your mic is off, baby.
You turn your mic off, babe.
I'm sorry, it is a LaserJet Pro M477 FMNW.
Okay, I don't know. But you know, that's why I had a printer man on here, because y'all ask me these questions and I'm not the printer girl. But one thing I find with my HP and my Brothers, it says that it will hold up to 500 in each drawer. But if I put 500 in there, it's sure to cause a jam. So I never put any more than 450 in there. The other thing is, take all of that stuff out that's in the you know, all the cartridges and all that stuff. Take it all out and make sure that you don't have, like, just sometimes when there's a paper jam and we pull it out and we don't. We tear the paper and a little piece of paper is stuck in there. That's sure to cause a jam. Sure to cause a jam. So try that. The other thing is, you said you've had it less than a year.
Yeah, I just got it this summer.
Doesn't
And
have a
then you have a
warranty on it?
warranty on it.
I don't know, because I got it like on sale. Like it was normally like.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. You usually have at least, if you bought it from like a Best Buy or, you know, one of those kind of places, Office Depot, you usually have at least a year warranty on it. So before you go buy another one, but first you call HP and you tell them the problem that you're having. Be prepared to hold on the phone, because, you know, everybody is using the excuse of COVID now to keep you holding for 45 minutes. So just know, the other thing with HP, you can go in there and have a chat first. They will try to resolve your questions using the chat. So it may be that there is just a malfunction with your printer. And if so, you're still under warranty, they will replace the printer. So try that before you go buy a new one. But the other thing is, make sure you're not stacking that tray up to 500. Sure to cause a jam. Sure to cause a jam.
Yeah.
And can I add something, Liz, as well?
Yes, ma'am.
You are absolutely right. And I have a brother that I've been using for the last 6 years. And probably late summer, I started experiencing a lot of jams. And I thought I needed to buy a new printer. But what I found myself doing is not fanning my paper enough to give it some air in between the sheets. So what I found that some of the quality of paper has been changing since COVID came into play. So you'll want to make sure that you're fanning that paper and getting air between those sheets so that it's not jamming your printer. And so once I slowed down a little bit and made sure that, you know, I was fanning the paper out and not filling the tray, like Liz said, to full capacity, I have not had any problems, and I have not had to buy a new printer yet. Thank the Lord I was able to just slow down and think about that.
Now,
so those are just some tips.
Fanning, what's fanning? Like literally doing it?
no, baby, it's like this. When you're getting ready to put the paper in the machine, just to make sure nothing is the pages aren't sticking together. And you also, Adonica, am I saying it right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now she also mentioned quality of paper. I used to use, and just like, hey, Ashley, just like I took that paper out of this printer and then I went to put it back in and I'm jamming it in rather than making sure that it's straight, that will jam it. So that's why I just stopped. I'll get it straight when I'm done. But hammer mill, I love hammer mill paper. It's a better quality than your standard Staples or Office Depot paper. It's very expensive, like $63, $64 a case. However, lately, and especially since COVID last year, they have that hammer mill paper on sale. It was $29.99 for a long time. And now it's like $32. And anytime I would see that sale come up, I'd buy a couple cases. But I go through a couple cases a month. So I always have at least 2 cases on hand. When I get down to 2 cases, I order another one. But I also, anytime I see that sale, I put it on my Facebook group for y'all. So you can, go get you a couple of cases. That's kind of like getting 2 for 1 price. So think about that. I still use the staple paper for my Staples for my legal, again, because the hammer mill, it doesn't go on sale. It's $90-some. But I don't use legal that much. I use more 8.5 by 11. So consider that. You have to be careful of the type of paper that you're getting. The other thing is the cheaper paper, get your paper cuts. So you're less likely, a paper cut can be, that can hurt. But a paper cut, it ain't, and then you get blood on your paper. So that cheap paper will give you some paper cuts. Anybody else got anything for Ashley about this paper and about this printer? No? Adaka, your hand's still up. You got something else for us?
No, ma'am. Let me see if I can take that off.
Wait a minute.
Lower
Tammy?
my hand. There we go. Zoom training. Thank you.
Hello.
Terry Allen, your hand is up.
Okay. I'm trying to get my camera on too. But I use a WB Mason for paper. And it's relatively good quality paper. I haven't had any problems with it. I think last time I was on, I talked about for my letter size for a case, I get it for $27. And legal, I get it for $36 a case. And but that's WBMason.com.
I am late to the party. Where is everybody from? We're from.
You're from Arlington. I'm in Dallas.
I'm in Wesley Chapel, Tampa Bay area.
Ashley, where you from?
Where I'm from or where I live?
Well, where you live.
Okay.
Where are you now? I think she means where are you right? Baby, do you mean where are we right now, or you want to know where we were born?
Oh my goodness.
I'm in Aubrey. Aubrey.
Hey, Andrea, I wondered if you want to turn that camera on. Andrea, you still
in Maryland.
Area you provide service.
So I'm still in Maryland.
Okay, so we got Maryland, we got Florida. Ashley, where are you?
Aubrey.
I'm in Aubrey, Texas.
So we got Texas.
I'm located in Fort Worth, Texas.
And I'm in Austin.
You in Austin? I was
Yeah.
wondering, it's like you asking where everybody else and you ain't gonna tell us where you from? You hiding out or something?
I was just wondering if people were close.
Well, some of us are, but not all of us. Keep with this Zoom, we could be anywhere.
Right.
We could be anywhere. Which reminds me, Tamika, you
Yes.
want to tell everybody about what's coming up, what we have coming up? You want to? Well, wait a minute. I got some more chats. I don't know why y'all putting this in the chat instead of talking. Oh, we got it all though. But you want to tell them what we've got coming up and
Yes.
all that good
Okay.
stuff.
Okay, so the whole month of February, we will have prior financial come on. It's all going to be about taxes and accounting, and we all need that because it's time to do our taxes. So he has a whole series. He has 4 different sessions. They're already on Eventbrite, so please look into attending those. He's talking about LLCs. He's talking about how we need to be filing our taxes. All good information. For classes, we start back, we do it every month. So February 6th is Notary 101, and then it's followed by Workshop 1 and Workshop 2. If you have not been in a class, please get in the class. That's about it that we have coming up, because he kind of just stole the show with the whole month of February. I was like, that makes my job easy. But I'm really looking forward to it. He's been on before. He always gives us really good information that we need to know, because we need to figure out how to save some money. And see, he teaches us how to save money with our taxes.
Hi, ladies.
Hi.
I'm brand new. Just got licensed as a signing agent Monday. Where do we find the links to sign up? Like, where do we find the calendar?
Calendar for our events, or
yes,
it'll be on Eventbrite. And since you are new to us, we encourage you to join our Facebook group. I advertise everything that we have going on in our Facebook group, on our Eventbrite, and I also do an email. So since you signed in with this, you will be added to our email distribution, so you'll get our emails as well.
Okay, and what is the Facebook group?
Go ahead, Liz.
No, I was just going to say, you said you're brand new. So we also invite you to, if you want to learn how to do this business the right way, come on in to join our classes. And of course, you register for our classes on our website. The free events on Wednesday nights, you do that on Eventbrite. And for the classes to teach you how to do this business, you register on our website.
What is your website?
Go ahead, Mika, give it to her.
It's echheadconsulting.com.
Okay.
And navigate to the events tab and all the classes, the schedule of the classes and the prices are there for you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. I hope to see you. But
absolutely.
Now, when you come to class, guess what? That camera got to be on.
Oh, Lord.
I make sure you know what? If anybody could fall asleep, you have to do a dance.
Yeah, I am literally in my laundry room because I got my grandbabies. And it's so noisy in my house. I am in my laundry room right now.
How old is a grandbaby?
5 months and 3 years.
What?
So, okay, I'm in my laundry room, y'all.
5 months and 3 years. That baby whipping your butt.
Yes.
All right. Well, see if that baby will let you come to class so you can go out and make some money to buy. Is it a girl or a boy?
A girl and a boy.
Oh, it's 5 months and 3 years. You said it's 2 kids.
2, yes. So it's a 5 month
and a 3-year-old
grandson,
right?
And a 3-year-old granddaughter.
Oh my God! Oh girl, yeah, you need a lot of money. You need to come on and make some money so you can buy those babies some pretty things.
Yes.
Okay. Is there anything else? Now y'all know I forgot to tell y'all that this video goes on YouTube, right, Mika?
Yes. I think they know that by now.
Oh, they do? Well, no, because Destin is new. She might not.
I was gonna say, okay, so a few newbies, but yes, our videos we record every Wednesday and they go on our YouTube channel, so you can replay them. And I invite you to go to our YouTube channel and watch the videos that we have. We have great guests all the time. Great information is shared, so you can watch it again, watch it again.
And remember, learning is continuous. So I do a lot of that continuous learning in YouTube videos and on my Facebook group. My group is not designed like so many of the groups where someone will ask a question and then you've got 15, 20 people who jump in and talk about it. And you have somebody who shared their bad experience with a signing service and you get 100 comments about, we don't do that.
And how do we avoid that? What do you do?
Oh, when someone asks a question in the group, and once someone gives that answer, I turn the comments off. I mean, you already got, if it's the right answer, I turn it off. Now, if maybe somebody else can add something else to it, I'll leave it open for a little bit. But the minute that question has been resolved, who the heck wants to look at 100 other comments?
See, I set her up, y'all, because I just learned this week that she turns the comments off.
You know how you get in some of these groups and you scroll for days and everybody's saying the same stuff and then somebody getting mad and then they start talking all crazy. We don't do that. We don't do that in my group.
All right.
We keep it simple. It's educational. But we do have fun in class. Okay, so she was the one who made us go over 8 o'clock. She always fuss at me. But it wasn't my fault this time. Was it, Andrea? So, yeah, we got to go.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Thank you so much for joining us. I hope it was beneficial.
Thanks for watching. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe.